Hello, everybody. This is Philosophy 71, Ancient Philosophy, and today I won't be long because I don't want to burden you. I mean, I understand that everybody's busy, particularly busy and worried, right now with because of the course of the pandemic, right? The COVID 19 pandemic, and so we'll be speaking about that as well as part of our reflection around the some of the ancient philosophers. But in any case, we met last time. It was week two, the second week of the semester. The last time we met was March 10th, right? Then we didn't meet on the 12th or the 17th. So this is basically according to the syllabus that you should keep in mind, right? You should regularly check it and follow the syllabus, readings, writing assignments, and so on. This is now March 19th, the end of week three, in which we are supposed to do Confucius, speak about Confucius, but I want to go back briefly to Lao Tzu as well, and then speak about Confucius. And what I will do, because I will then now regularly for every class I will record a video, short video, and put it on, upload it on Blackboard. You can check it on my YouTube page as well. And I mean, what I will do is because it would be impossible to go over the readings the way we do in class and discuss the same way. So this is a situation of emergency. So we had to take some kind of different and extraordinary ways, measures. Okay. So in any case, so what I will do is give you some pointers. Maybe at times I will focus on one chapter of, for example, Lao Tzu, or one passage from Lao Tzu, a few lines, or Confucius. I will tell you, maybe will suggest, right, a passage, a page that you may choose to focus on. You can select other passages, but this is my suggestion. It is an indication, a pointer. Okay, so we look at the keywords, the main concepts. Remember, for Lao Tzu, keep in mind, of course, the concept of the way, Tao, the power of the way, Te, and the concept of vital energy, Qi, the yin and yang symbol, right? The unity of opposites. But then, most importantly, the idea of non-action, right? Wu Wei, which is really effortless action, right? I mean, it is the doing of not doing. It is enacting non-action. It is not completely, it is not absolute passivity and not doing anything at all. Non-action means do not overdo things, right? So what I would suggest in terms of the Tao Te Ching, right, the book of the way, and of its power, is the chapter actually that we read before the semester was interrupted because of the emergency situation. We were looking at chapter 11, right, that you may keep in mind. I would suggest two chapters. I mean, of course, read especially the highlighted passages highlighted by me in any given text that we are doing that particular week. But in relation to the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu, focus on, you can choose again any other chapter, but I would say chapter 11 that I am going to read from my translation, my version, which is different from the one I gave you, but right, it's the same idea conceptually. I read this in class as well, right? Three spokes are joined in the hub of a wheel, but only by relying on what is not there do we have the use of the carriage. Remember, by adding and removing clay, we form a vessel, but only by relying on what is not there do we have use of the vessel. And Then by carving outdoors and windows, we make a room, but only by relying on what is not there. Do we have use of the room? And so what is there is the basis for profit. What is not there is the basis for use. Okay, so what you should consider in particular is this, relationship between what is there and what is not there. What seems to be positive and what seems to be negative. But in reality, the negative, that is the same with non-action, the negative is part of the whole structure of the constitutional reality. Okay, so I would suggest that, and then also another important chapter, important also because it is timely today with the COVID-19 pandemic, is chapter 80, 80, okay, where you have this, it's a controversial chapter in the Tao Te Ching because it has been interpreted in various ways. Some people have given a conservative interpretation of this chapter, meaning that they see this chapter as giving a conservative, picture of reality, and others see this as a very progressive chapter. So, in any case, I want you to read this chapter 80, read the rest of the Tao Te Ching as well, and see what you think of it. I mean, in terms of remember that I put also this class discussion. Started this class discussion board. Right, you go on Blackboard, and under discussions that you find on the left side of your home page on Blackboard. Then you click on that, and you will find. A forum, a discussion board forum. Right, every week I will add, right, a new question, suggestion. Right, you write your response, your comments. Okay, this is part of your participation, right, in class. And so then I read chapter 80 and see what you make of it, right? Because I just read the last a few lines. Again, in your translation they are a bit different, but it's the same idea, right? Where Lao Tzu says that right then, even though neighboring states are within sight of each other, even though they can hear the sounds of each other's dogs and chickens, their people will grow old and die without ever having visited one another. I mean, in the situation in which we are today, in which precisely there is this new concept, important concept of social distancing, and that human interaction should be limited, right, um, questions of questions of health. Okay, this becomes important, but also important is the our reflection on the the potentially repressive power of repressive consequences at the level of the state, and so on and so forth. Okay, so in any case, then to go to Confucius, what I want to just highlight is a few concepts that you will find repeatedly in Confucius, the Jun Tzu, so usually translated as gentleman, right? It's Junci, or the accomplished person. Okay, so this is what the Junzi is for Confucius: ritual, rites, li, Li in Chinese, the filial piety, right, and the mandate of heaven. These concepts, I mean, the idea in Confucius, I said this in class because you can also compare and contrast the if you will, open philosophy of Lao Tzu with the philosophy of social order, based on the idea of hierarchy of habits, customs, rights to be practiced, performed by everybody in Confucius. Okay, on the one hand, you have Lao Tzu with this emphasis on harmony, and on the natural way. On the other, you have Confucius with the emphasis on precisely social order, on knowing one's place in society, and practicing that role, basically, the one has in society. In the family, respect, right? Children will respect their parents, younger siblings, older siblings. In the community, same idea, right? I mean, people will respect, according to a hierarchical scale, those who are in a higher position, and then ultimately the prince, the emperor, and also the ancestors. Of course, that's very important in Confucius too. Okay, so you can read again, especially some of the highlighted passages, and in Confucius, I can. Suggest, there are so many. For example, at the beginning of book 3, you will find important um, uh, lines in Confucius, but also in Book One, the beginning of Book One, right? I mean, for example, this is 4:16, right? 4.16. That's the passage. The master said, the Junzi, and that's your translate your version. The Junzi comprehends according to rights. The small man comprehends according to profit. So there are similarities also between Lao Tzu and Confucius. I mean, they're both looking for the way. In Confucius, there is also this concept, important concept. You will find it in the text of Ren, REN, which is humanity, right? So, I mean, the main thing is to keep in mind the importance of human interaction, human relations, but according to a structured and structuring a hierarchical order, rather than the harmony with nature that we find in Lao Tzu. Okay, so I'm stopping here. I hope that this gives you some elements, some pointers. Again, for what you have to do for now is every week, please write your answer, your response to the discussion forum, and then of course the reaction paper in due course, in due time. The first reaction paper, remember, for this part of the class, the first 4 weeks of this class is due by April 2nd, Thursday, April 2nd. You will email that to me, okay, to my Gmail account, or the Kingsburg account as well. But according to the syllabus, I said the Gmail account. That's fine too. Okay, your response to the discussion board will be, of course, done on Blackboard. Okay, so I hope that everybody is well, and stay safe, and see you next week. Okay, on Tuesday, March 24th, when we will speak briefly. Again, every time will be brief about Buddha. Okay. This time was maybe a little longer because we spoke about Lao Tzu and Confucius. It was in a very cursory manner, but that's what we can do at this point. Okay, thank you. Bye.